Support for WYES is made possible by Mary Lou Kristovich in memory of her husband, William Kristovich.
Good evening. I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, Poppy Tooker, host of the radio program Louisiana Eats, airing twice weekly on WWNO Radio. Good to see you.
Hi, Peg.
Hi. Making his Steppin Out debut, Jeremy Thompson. He is the marketing manager for Tales of the Cocktail, which kicks off next Tuesday and runs through next weekend. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yes, indeed. And we have Steppin Out theater critic Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News. And joining us tonight is Ariel from the Little Mermaid, played by actress and singer Christian Tarzetti, here to discuss her starring role in the musical at Rivertown Theatres for the Performing Arts. Welcome and happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we look forward to visiting with you shortly. But first up, Miss Poppy.
Well, you know, it is summertime, and all of the chefs in New Orleans seem to be just having fun this summer. We're going to start off down at Press Street Station, where tomorrow night, Michael Doyle, one of my favorite chefs, is hosting a fish fry and beer tasting. It's 4 courses for $65, beginning with a cocktail hour at 6:30. There's beer pairings from Urban South Brewery, and the food just sounds divine. Wahoo pokey, watermelon and charred squid salsa start off the evening. Then they move into hake tempura tacos with a kimchi puree. They're going to have whole fried snappers. Yum! And for dessert, corn cakes with blueberry jam, grilled figs and cheese, and peach tarts. And then the summer fun continues at Commander's Palace. This is this underground sort of secret thing that you have to know about. It's grape nuts time again. They have such an incredible wine cellar, and they clear out their wine cellar every summer during grape nuts. So you call up, it's important that when you're making your dinner reservation, you say, grape nuts. It's the secret password. And then you have access to these incredible wines at incredible prices. And there's something else incredible going on. Chef Tori is really having a good time with white table barbecue. You can have beer or cocktail pairings with this. I love the first course, and you will too, Peggy. It's Cajun caviar on a bunny bread finger sandwich that includes lemon whipped Creole cream, gin-soaked cucumber, a sauce grabiche, and of course, New Orleans-made bunny bread. Then there's going to be a Tangipahoa Parish watermelon terrine that includes a cayenne-spiced feta cheese and sticky cane vinegar. And what about a cherry, white peach, and blue ball snowball for sort of your palate cleanser course with, of course, New Orleans white rum. Then we go south of the border with barbecued royal red shrimp, a habanero-infused tequila, sweet corn, black beans, roasted chilies, and salsa verde. But here comes the course that, of course, I love. Peach lacquered veal short ribs. And it's served with a little fingerling potato salad, fresh garden beans, and grilled Chilton County peaches. Oh, gosh, that's good. And for dessert, banana cream pie with rum-roasted banana icebox pie, chantilly cream, salted caramel, banana graham cracker crust, and house-made vanilla wafer kisses. Mwah! Thank you, Tori. It sounds so good. Now we're going to go downtown to Mobar on North Rampart, where Chef John Bell is having fun too. He's got a whole series of dinner planned, of 4 and 5 course dinners for $50 and $60. It starts next Monday, July 17th, with the Spirits of the Americas dinner. And then there's the War of the Rosés coming on July 31st. They're going to remember everyone's favorite Julia Child on August 15th with a Happy Birthday Julia dinner. And then, what about on August 30th, a Muppet-inspired dinner to celebrate the Muppets' 40th anniversary? I can't even imagine what you get for dinner at a Muppet-inspired dinner. But Peggy, the one that you and I need to make a date for is Forgotten New Orleans Dinner.
Oh.
And that's on September the 13th, where they're going to be resurrecting dishes from long-lost New Orleans restaurants. Does that sound familiar
does sound
to you?
familiar.
And they will
Certain
also
book
have
and a TV show.
documentary.
Yes.
Yeah. And Forgotten NOLA cocktails, too, will be available. The regular a la carte dinner menu is available on all those nights. And great reason, as if you needed one
That's
to go to
very
Mobar.
creative. All right, thank
Thanks.
you. Well, Christian, we're so glad that you could be with us, and once again, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
And here you are, of course, in the Broadway theater version of the very beloved Disney movie Little Mermaid. But you have a history with Disney, don't you?
I do. Well, since I was 2 years old, I wanted to be a Disney princess, just like everybody else. But I did get a chance to go over to Orlando and work at Disney World really closely with the characters. I got to spend lots of time with the princesses, and it really helped me a lot with this role because I got to see the way they walk and the way they talk and the way they present themselves. So it's really helped me a bunch developing my Ariel.
Wonderful. And of course, you're multifaceted because you're also, in your busy schedule, you work as a Victory Bell
Yes,
at
ma'am.
the World War II Museum.
I do. It's such a rewarding job. I got to meet 46 World War II veterans in one day, one time. So, it's absolutely incredible. To get to have jobs where I'm performing, I feel so blessed.
This has a large cast, this show, doesn't it?
It does. We have a very big cast. Our costumes are absolutely incredible. We opened last night, so just to see everyone come out on stage for Under the Sea and all of us out there in these beautiful, bedazzled, sparkling costumes. The audience, their jaws were literally on the floor, which is just the most amazing feeling.
Now, tickets can be hard to come by, so people should order fast.
Yes,
aren't
they are
Because
going.
you
They
all
are
play
selling like
2 weekends.
hotcakes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So we have 12 shows in 14 days.
Woo.
So we are, putting them in there. But the tickets are going really fast. We've got a lot of little guppies in the audience that are super excited to see us, and just seeing their little faces is making it, more of a dream come true than I even imagined.
Well, we're thrilled that you're with us. And now, though, here is Christian as Ariel singing Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid.
I just don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be so bad. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you'd think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's-its and what's-its galore. You want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that shore up above? Out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Once again, The Little Mermaid runs through July 23rd at Rivertown Theatres for the Performing Arts in Kenner. And now it is time for our Artist Spotlight. Tonight we're actually featuring works by two artists. The first is Cerulean Echo by David Lumpkin. A New Orleans native, Lumpkin finds inspiration in the colors reflected off the waters surrounding our city. And we have, look at that, this is Persimmons by Jacques Soulas, and he should know about persimmons.
Absolutely.
And he's originally from France. Soulas studied at the John McCready Art School and the New Orleans Academy of Fine Arts. He founded Café Degas in 1986. Works by both artists will be on view at Ariodante Gallery on Julia Street through July 31st. Visit the gallery's website to see more. And now to Jeremy. And Jeremy, Tales of the Cocktail. It's the 15th year, and it all started with a tour by some woman named Ann Tuneman, or
Yes, some woman named Ann Tuneman. Definitely a powerhouse of a woman, and I'm very proud to work for her. She's busy working right now, as am I in my own way. But yeah, I'm the marketing manager there, and
but it was a tour initially, way before it was a series of events.
Yeah, she started as a walking tour, and we still maintain that tradition. We actually still do that tour several times throughout the week. It's one of the first things that sells out as far as tickets go, and it's not like we update it much. I mean, it's really about going to these spots that have always been iconic. And bringing to life those traditional cocktails from New Orleans, the cradle of the cocktail, as they say, to so many people who sometimes go again and again just because they want to relive that experience.
Well, for so many years, and this is prior to 15 years ago, there was talk of what can we do in terms of tourism to bring in visitors during a time where historically we had to worry about yellow fever and the hot weather. You know, thank God we don't have to worry about that. But indeed, this is one of those things. Now, you're of course you're focused on the cocktail business and trade, and a lot of bartenders and professionals come in, but it's for the general public too, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, our website and our messaging and everything we put out there in general is all about educating bartenders, giving them what they need and the tools they need to improve their careers. But at the same time, this city has always embraced the cocktail, and that's something that we want to continue.
With their seminars, people can learn about the history of the cocktails. And
they have intensive seminars all day long, and then there's tasting rooms throughout the week as well. And all these things are open to locals and enthusiasts alike, and spirited dinners. And there's a great market that we have daily.
That's the thing I was going to ask you about. I've shopped at the market. It's bigger this year?
It is, yes.
So fun stuff. We're talking about what cocktail
we partnered with
paraphernalia.
Flirty Girl this year just because she's an expert in merchandising and displaying things in such a great way. And so she's actually going to be building out the space for us, and we'll have Meet the Makers. It's a great series where a lot of different makers in our industry, whether they be manufacturers of tiki mugs or any number of other things, will be there on site at different periods throughout the week, and you can buy their wares and talk to them about them. And then just a lot of other great gift opportunities, apparel, ingredients, syrups, things like that are all pretty remarkable and definitely more than we've ever seen. So I'm really excited to see how people respond to that.
Poppy, I know you're busy. You're doing a lot of interviews during that time, but what's one of your favorite parts of Tales?
Oh, the tasting rooms are magical. The events that the different cocktail companies put on. I'll never forget the time Absolute Vodka took over Arno's restaurant. Wasn't that magical? It was an incredible experience. You can just go in the streets and experience it. It's really a happening downtown.
Well, the liquor companies aren't they restricted in terms of what they can use in terms of their dollars, so they do this in a different way, huh?
Basically, I mean, we're kind of a facilitator. We're a platform in a lot of ways, including for those brands out there that want to reach bartenders, and they do go, as Poppy said, above and beyond. Probably one of the most remarkable things I ever saw from several years back was when William Grant actually brought in a live cow and a citrus tree. They made the world's freshest Ramos gin juice. So yeah, those are the extremes that they're willing to go to sort of impress people that are there.
But their seminars are fantastic. I've learned so much at the seminars, and anybody who wants to go will just get a breadth of knowledge.
Yeah, I remember History of Rum. I mean, I'm sure
just
every year
amazing, and the best people, the most authoritative, knowledgeable people in the world are there.
Yeah,
and these are bartenders, so they're always entertaining. Even if you don't know anything about the topic, you're going to be entertained by what's going on.
So talesofthecocktail.com for all kinds of information.
Yeah, we have an app too. It's got everything on it now. We finally built a real app, so you can download that for Android or iOS.
All right, congratulations once
Thank
again,
you.
and our best to Anne. And New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Nicole Messina named the popular champagne cocktail that is named after a field gun used by the French in World War I, and a local restaurant with a bar named after it too, French 75 in Arnaud's. And what's in a French 75? Okay.
Gin, champagne, a little lemon juice, simple syrup.
Sounds good.
I think that's it.
I would get a little brandy too sometimes.
Sometimes
All
too.
righty. And so now tonight's question. This Louisiana parish's largest town and its parish seat both have French names. Name the parish and the towns. Email your answers to steppinout@wys.org. Our prizes: a year's subscription to Louisiana Life magazine, cocktail napkins just in time for Tales of the Cocktail with the messages Chairman of the Bordeaux, and lime flies when you're having fun, margarita, from our friends at wearablevegetables.com. We also have so many great prizes: a $50 gift certificate from our friends at Kitchen Witch Books, cookbooks on Bayou Road, and a New Orleans Public Service Transit Token T-shirt as worn by WYS production assistant Burke Bischoff. Public Service is the company that used to supply and operate transit in New Orleans, of course, and electricity. And artist Skip Boland's new T-shirt line, that's his, and it's New Orleans Public Service Inc. And go to neworleanspublicservice.com for details. And there are more vintage T-shirts. There's even one about Pontchartrain Beach. And you can visit WYS.org for our online calendar to see our lineup of events. You can also link to our WYS YouTube channel for our program. And now, Alan.
Well, 15 years ago on Broadway, it was Hairspray, the Broadway musical, and who would have believed that its 8 Tony Time winner, it won 8 times for Tony, that it would actually have this pervasive effect in New Orleans 15 years later. They have 4 different separate productions this summer alone, and I've actually got a chance to see the one over at Summer Lyric Theater at Tulane, and I got to say, that to me is going to be the production by which all the others will be measured. Michael McKelvey, who's the artistic director, directed this production. He has 2 ringers he put in. First off, New Orleans native Kristen Kalura, who had the good fortune to actually play the role on the national tour as Tracy Turnblad. And then, of course, he also put in, as her mother, Edna, local comedian, comic, writer, etc., Sean Patterson. He plays Edna Turnblad. They are fantastic. And there, of course, Bob Eads plays the husband, Wilbur Turnblad. Again, a wonderful simpatico between all of them. Kalura has absolutely no problem dancing and singing up a storm, as do the others. Also, of great note, I have to tell you, is Keith Clavery. He plays Corny Collins, the TV host, who is sort of like our own John Pila. He has this hosting of this Saturday Hop. He's fantastic. He does not miss a beat. He's the best I've ever seen in this role. And I have to say, he does a great job. Great dancing. Again, this is a really fine production. We also want to mention there's Jackie Cross as Mother Maybelle, and also before that, I should mention Velma Von Tussle, who is none other than our own beloved Callie Russell. She plays opposite with another Victory Belle, playing Amber Van Tussle, Mandy Ridgedale. So we have a lot of people represented from the National World War II Museum, BB Stage Door Canteen, including, as I mentioned, Jackie Cross as Mortemouth. Her son in this is Seaweed Stubbs, and that's Polanco Jones Jr. Polanco just got off of the stage in Ain't Misbehavin'. So again, a lot of people from the National World War II Museum, but a lot of really talented people. Michael McKelvey's direction keeps the show moving along. The one thing I did see that I thought was a little bit detracting was, and a few people agree with me, that perhaps the wigs, in a show labeled Hairspray, wouldn't you think that the wigs would be really great? And they were a little bit less than exciting for me, a little bit more disappointing. But other than that, the set by Rick Paul with assistance from Derek Blanco is great, and the lighting by Daniel Zimmer, as always, is noteworthy. I got to tell you, there were a couple of little problems with the sound, so keep that in mind. Hopefully hopefully they'll correct that. But other than that, fantastic acting, fantastic singing, fantastic dancing. And the dancing, by the way, is Jeanne Buisson's choreography. So she's always fantastic. Moving on, I want to go, again, just a little bit further away from Tulane, down, if you will, the hallway. They are doing The Tempest. This is the New Orleans Shakespeare Festival at Tulane. And, you know, during the summer months, we always are fearful of storms in New Orleans. But this is one storm we don't have to be fearful of, because Claire Moncrief, who's the director, has done a really capable job of bringing this all together. This is, of course, the Shakespearean tale of Prospero, the sorcerer who has been exiled on the island. He's played by Danny Bowen, and he does really an impressive performance. I really loved his take on this particular role that he did, because he, you know, has sometimes a capacity of doing a lot of different roles. This one, I think, was tailor-made for him. He plays opposite Miranda, the young daughter that he plays is a fantastic person, and she, of course, is on stage as well. A young person that they have from Tulane. They have a number of people who are in there as well. And I have to say that they have a number of other younger people who are playing. But the main people, Danny Bowen, of course, Burton Tedesco in his role as Caliban, who's sort of the traitor there, and
Celeste Kahn
also
plays Ariel.
Celeste, as I mentioned, yes, she's really good. Casey Groves plays Antonio, the evil brother. They're all really great. What I really thought that this particular show really had a lot of traditional expectations of what you're going to have. They're not trying to reset it in a modern time. It's Elizabethan costumes, and it's all executed very well. Again, they are going to be having this for the next few weeks, and I really would recommend it very highly. Claire Moncrief has a lot to be very proud of
I got
here.
to see it.
Yes.
And I wanted to tell you, yeah, I really enjoyed it. But, you know, it's always fun to all of a sudden hear a line of something that is a famous line. You know, a famous quote from Shakespeare, and you know, some of us in the audience are going like this to the next person, like, oh, that's, you know, oh, there, oh, brave new world.
Right.
I mean, and it goes on and on. But it was thoroughly delightful.
And you'll notice, for instance, that if you pay close attention, it's not the stuff that dreams are made of, but the stuff that dreams are made on.
Very good.
Always misquoted
Very
Shakespearean
good.
thing. Another really great production going on, and these pictures that you're going to see are from other productions of this, but this is Wine Lovers, the musical. This is Holly Ann Palmer's production, done for this last weekend at JPAS at the Teatro Ouigo. This is going to be starring Alex Rodriguez, Martinez-Wallace, Martinez-Wallace, and Eli Tim, and a new personage, Bailey Purvis. Last week it was Hannah Rochelle, again another one of the Victory Bells, but she could only do the first week, so Bailey Purvis coming in from New York to do this role. And again, I got to tell you, this is a lot of fun. You get 6 different glasses of wine, including some cava at the end, and you will also have the opportunity to bring a designated driver. So, you know, if you want to go see this, you know, basically eat a little something, because you do drink 6 glasses of wine, and you better be careful that the you know, the West Wego police aren't out there looking for people. But they really have a great show, and I will tell you, if you don't know anything about wine, you'll learn a lot, and if you do know a lot about wine, you'll have fun with it.
Michael Green has been working on this and developing this project for years and years, and he's a nationally known wine consultant. I'm so excited for him to bring this back.
Well, they actually have put this on stage on some of the cruise ships now too.
Oh, what a good idea.
So you know, it's fantastic. So you may be able to see a little bit of a New Orleans production that actually sails out to sea. So.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And now it's time for our picks. Christian.
So we have this wonderful program at Rivertown where the youngsters get to put on a junior production of the main stage shows. So right after our close of our main stage, The Little Mermaid, they have a junior production of The Little Mermaid with all the little actors and actresses, you know, flipping their fins too.
Well, even though Tales doesn't officially start till Tuesday, it's Tales time starting this weekend. There's an event at Tube South, free admission, Booze Bingo, Sunday night from 7 till 11, and then Tuesday night at 10:30 p.m., go to Fight Club, again, at Tube South on Aretha Castle. I know,
Intriguing.
doesn't that sound
Very
wild?
intriguing, yes.
Booze Bingo.
Jeremy.
Absolutely. So we have a long-standing tradition at Tales Thursday Night Spirited Dinners. There's 29 of them. Hard to pick one, but even we as staff try to pick one to go to. So my pick for this is one going on at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. It's by Beam Centauri. It's the Whiskeys Around the World. So it's 5 courses, and you're getting a variety from, you get scotch on one end, end, you've got bourbon and rye on the other, and all that just works out perfectly. So.
Thank you, Alan.
Well, I want to also just mention Tales of the Cocktail. I think Wednesday is the kickoff Tuesday they have, but I think, don't they have the big thing out in front of the Monteleone, or they moved it to Tuesday? All right.
Alan, you're an informed source. Wait.
Okay. But anyway, that's always a lot of fun. People get to gather and see what they have, and I think there's going to be a challenge coin that is going to be given out this year.
Right, for the signature martini.
So see, I'm not misinformed.
Right. You got that right.
Also, 2 rooms. I want to mention that we haven't had a chance to talk about it. It's opening up the Valiant Theater and Lounge, a new venue for New Orleans, and it's a really interesting play done back in 1988, and very eventful and very important for today's times.
Okay, thank you. And my picks, the Historic New Orleans Collection, will be presenting history professor Alicia Long, and she'll be talking about a discussion and have a screening of the 1978 film Pretty Baby, which is set in Storyville. That's tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Williams Research Center right there in the 400 block of Chartis. Admission is free, but reservations are suggested, but you can just show up. And check out the collection's own Storyville Exhibit 2 about the Blue Book. And Hats, Heels, and Highballs will take place that Sunday at 2 p.m. in the theater at Harris. There are various booths featuring fashion, accessories, all kinds of fun stuff. And it's a benefit for Dress for Success. That organization helps empower women to achieve economic independence with a support network. And assisting with professional attire. Cookbook author John Demers will present Trans-Sabine Cuisine, cooking and writing in Louisiana and Texas, with a cooking demo and book signing. That's Monday afternoon at the Southern Food and Beverage Museum on O.C. Haley, corner of Martin Luther King Boulevard, right there. Visit natfab.org for details. And finally, Samantha Princess Shaw Montgomery, originally from New Orleans, writes and sings songs on her popular YouTube channel. She caught the eye of Israeli music producer Kudaman. PBS's POV series tells of their unique collaboration in the documentary Presenting Princess Shaw, airing Monday night at 10 p.m. right here in WYS. And now we leave you with a few more scenes from The Little Mermaid. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.